GDKP organizers in Classic Wrath can make more than 2,000 a day rating. This sounds like an advertisement you get on Facebook. Before you read, I'd like to preface this by saying that I'm not accusing any of the mentioned raid leaders of RMT. I'm simply showing you how much somebody could theoretically make if you sold all of the gold that they make from organizing GDKP raids, okay? You're probably thinking, what the fuck? How is that even possible? I'll break down the math below. Let's take 95 this guy, Sisiban. He's a well-known streamer and GDKP organizer on Gehennis. I did some number crunching using old GDKP ledgers and payouts, and I found online and in his Discord, here are his stats below. Average runs per day, average pot size per run, average cut size, 20% cuts from all runs, average amount of raid lead spent on personal loot per day. That means he profits approximately 1.2 million gold per day after completing all of his runs. If you were to take this gold and sell it for minimum asking price on popular sites like G2G or El Dorado, he could sell that 1.2 million for approximately 2,000 USD. Even if you were able to assume 50% of that was lost to fees, that's still $1,000 per day he'd be making. Again, I am an avid enjoyer of CCBand's content and think he's an amazing streamer. I am in no way accusing him of RMT, but I'm sure some GKP organizers out there do RMT, and this is a good indicator if they are profiting from their runs.
Yeah.
Like this is.
Globs, you want to rebid any items you lost now that you've just made like nearly.
They're bidding it up 2.8 million.
I'm glad I was getting a tank.
No, it's not a joke. That's the worst part. You will see on the cut later. I don't know how.
This is retarded.
3 million gold.
This cut, but
Yeah.
we'll see, I guess.
Can't.
Well, good.
I mean, Glob's management cut is like 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like this is.
Globs, you want to rebid any items you lost now that you've just made like nearly $1 million.
3 million ring.
Hey, smooth one. I'm glad I was getting a tank.
No, it's not a joke. That's the worst part.
What the fuck? That is insane. $13,000 USD. Approximately $13,000 USD in WoW tokens. TOGC ring sold for 3 million gold. Cold Staff is a confirmed mega rich person, IRL in Dubai. Oh my god, pay to win game confirmed. Oh, well, I mean, the thing is, every game is pay to win if you can avoid the rules. You just ignore the rules and it's like, oh, well, it's pay to win. That's okay. I'm just going to ignore that. Search YouTube of people making 1.2 million raw gold in retail. Well, that's not even that much money. He can just buy WoW tokens? Yeah, but he probably just... what do you think he made this money from? WoW tokens? Come on, let's be realistic here. And, yeah, minus 13k IRL isn't really winning. Bro, for some of these guys, like, they have so much money. Like, imagine if you make $8 million a year. Think about that. $8 million every single year. And it's probably only going to go up. Because, like, a lot of these guys are younger guys. It's the Recful clip. Yep, exactly.
Here is $100,000, Conrad. That's what we can hope at best to make in a year. You know, doing really fucking well after taxes. That'd be crazy to make in a year, right? Now, we have someone named Amhai who is top Twitch donator of all time. He has, like, probably $1 billion, right? $1 billion, that's a big fucking number. We can see that there's a lot of zeros on top of the 100,000, but we don't really feel it. You don't really feel it until you go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 500,000. Copy paste that. That's $1 million. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 million. Let's copy paste that. That's 10 million. Okay. Let's copy paste the 10 million. That's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100 million. Okay. Let's copy paste the 100 million. Okay. That's 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 billion. Okay. And now I'm Amhai, and I'm gonna donate Soda Pop in $100,000 like this.
$13,000 to a guy that's making $8 million a year. That's like nothing. It's just, okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's whatever. Oh, I got it. Yay. It's not a big deal. Cold Staff is a personal zoo with tigers. I bet he does. 13k for them is like $1 for me. Yeah, exactly. If I want a bis ring for $1, I'd do it instantly, no hesitation. Yeah. Or they're spending daddy's money. Well, either way, they have so much money that $13,000 is the equivalent of like most people spending $100. There's a limit on WoW tokens. I think there is too. Yeah. I know someone who spent 25K on World of Warships. Exactly. The same amount would cost around 6K through a gold. So, and that's even better point, right? I mean, it's 6K is like half as much as 13. So of course you're going to do that. I'm in the wrong line of work. Holy fuck. As I said, guys, how to make money? Do something where people give you money. All thinking beyond that is an abstraction. Just figure out a way to get people to give you money. And then you do it. That's it. Yeah, stop thinking about it inside the lines that society creates for you. They'll just keep you inside the box forever. Banker logic? Hey. There's a reason why people think Goldman Sachs runs the world. Okay? Think about that. Remember one of you told us that you're going to scam us without knowing we were scammed? When are you going to do it? I don't know yet. I probably should do that sometime soon, huh? People used to steal guild banks of platinum all day back in EverQuest and buy houses after selling it. Even I got accused. Sure. Already did, of course. Obviously, most of them, there's no reason to run a GDKP all day long if you're not selling the gold. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I admire their hustle. No. The thing is that I don't blame any of these guys. Because Blizzard could shut this down if they wanted to, right? They definitely could. But they don't. So who gives a shit? Like, if Blizzard's okay with people spending $13,000 on an item, okay, sure. That's the game we play. I mean, again, like, I think that if this kind of stuff, like, I am not going to uphold myself to a level of integrity that is higher than the company that actually runs the game, okay? It's not going to happen. So I can see exactly why this is frustrating for people, but I don't see it going anywhere, and I don't see anything happening with it, right? Oh, it takes too much memory and WoW for them to track that info? Oh, they do track it. I know they do. Can't they? You just do loot council and do the bidding externally? You really think that you can't figure this shit out? Zeth, if Blizzard hired you, could you figure it out? Would you be able to figure it out if people were doing RMT or not? In a heartbeat. Yep. I could say the same for your raids back in the day. I could say the same for your YOURE. Okay. They look at all the external bids. They look like external bids. So okay. So you wouldn't be able to distinguish, like, oh, there's this player that's like a popular streamer, and so you would be able to whitelist that person? Like, you wouldn't have made that decision if you worked at Blizzard? Yeah, just so you wouldn't be able to figure that out? You just check how many tokens they bought, see if it adds up to 3 million, start there. I'm just curious. Just know where you're coming from. Streamers are staints and don't RMT. It's less likely that a streamer would RMT. At least RMT in that way. And also, you're only talking about the transaction inside of the GDKP. And what I'm talking about is transmitting it over to third-party websites. He left? Yeah, probably he did. Again, it's... I think this is just the truth, right? Is that, Blizzard just doesn't give a shit about these things. They don't care about it. And if they did care about it, they wouldn't have added the WoW token. Blizzard, like, Classic WoW, if you're buying gold in Classic WoW, you're in the GDKPs, you're selling the gold for real money. That's just the way the game is, guys. It's the same as, like, you don't go into Fate Grand Order or like one of these other fucking gotcha games and think to yourself, oh wow, this is so unfair that it's pay to win. I can't believe this. This is so outrageous. You don't go play Genshin Impact. I can't believe this. So you're telling me I can't earn the best items from skill alone? I have to spend money? This is outrageous. But that's the game that you're playing. That's what you got yourself into, and this is the exact same. This is the way that GDKPs are. And I think GDKPs are great. I am a GDKP enjoyer, and I don't think there's anything wrong with GDKP. And I think that it is absolutely preposterous that people have the audacity to blame the players for Blizzard not upholding their own rules. It's, okay, let's handicap every player in the game and make it to where we can no longer do this in-game activity because you don't want to follow the rules that you said that you were going to uphold. Absolutely not. Yes. What about for those that buy gold? Isn't that a big contradiction to game integrity? It is. But it's not your game. It's their game. And they're going to ruin it as much as they want. That's it. That's the reason. Yeah, you gotta let them do it. You tell me I'm a popular streamer, I could make money using my audience. Yeah, I've heard that before too. I'm being an asshole, but like, this is literally just the rich get richer. I mean, this guy, I mean, the odds are this guy's like, I've never even heard of this dude. What does he get? Like probably 50, 100 viewers? Who gives a shit? It's not like this dude's making a huge amount of money from streaming. He's mainly making it from GDKPs. And also there's probably people like him that don't stream. Couple hundred? Yeah, there you go. It's just, yeah, it's not like he's doing... And again, like, that's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad. That's great. That's amazing. I'm just saying that it's not like this is some kind of like super rich streamer guy. That's all I'm saying. Let's see here. This goes token safe, legal away. This is just whatever. 9 GDKPs, 7 days a week. Where the fuck are all the other GDKP organizers? Well, I feel like a lot of people would do this. Like, they just do it like a job. And it's like, think about it like this. Would you rather run a GDKP from a guy that it's like he only does 1 a week? Or would you rather run a GDKP of a guy that does 7 a day? Because I guarantee you, the guy that does 7 a day, he's going to have everything ready. There's not going to be any problems. Everything's going to go exactly the same way. He's got a strategy for every fucking boss. There's not going to be any issues. He's going to have the gold in, trade it all out. No issues. No fucking stealing the guild bank or the fucking pot. There's going to be no drama. He's just going to get this done because he's got to do 6 more raids after this. He doesn't have time to scam you. He's too busy to scam you. He's got to go do another raid. So yes, everybody's going to want to join the raid. So it's a matter of you know, people that just want to join a raid that is. This is the worst thing to be done to happen in WoW and raiding is to be stuck in purgatory. And you know what purgatory is. Purgatory is clearing the trash with 25 people. Losing 1 player. And then you get 25 again. In the meantime, 2 people leave. So now you're back down to 23. You finally decide to attack the boss, fight him with 23 people. You wipe. Okay, now you're down. Now you're down to 19. Now you're down to 25, to 21 people, right? Okay, so finally you fill out the raid, but because you had to fill in more people, you had to lower the standards, so the people that joined aren't very good. You finally get to 25 again. You barely kill the first boss. Now you're saved to the raid. You attempt Lady Death Whisper, right? Let's say you're doing ICC, and people don't know how to kill the ads, or they're getting hit by the big ads, and you do 2 attempts, and then 7 people leave, and then the raid falls apart. That is the worst experience to have. That is the worst thing. That's the one thing. Oh, you do not want that. So guess what? People join GDKPs because everybody else is invested. Good players are there. And there's going to be no problems. That's it. I've been there, man. Never again. Never again. Isn't GDKP the reward system for Legion raids in Lost Ark? I will tell you again, I am a complete supporter of GDKPs. I did them myself. I got my heroic Bren Troll. I remember I minimum bid it for 5,000 gold in original Wrath of the Lich King. Nobody outbid me. I screenshotted the trade. The guy that traded me the axe was Reinhardt, the Death Knight from back in Wrath of the Lich King. We were on the same server. I joined his GDKPs. He had another friend who was also Russian, and they would argue with each other so loudly it would turn into Russian. It would start in English and just kind of, you know, escalate to Russian or German or something. And these guys were fucking amazing. I loved them. And I did GDKPs literally, what is this, like 15 years ago, like 14 years ago. It was crazy. And I was so happy to do them because I wouldn't have to farm anymore. I could just show up to this raid and I could make all my money. It was great. Yes, GDKPs are amazing. I am a complete supporter of them. It's a bit wrong to assume that you can sell that much gold every day. You need to know what goes out to the gold sellers too. Otherwise, gold loses value very quickly. That's probably true, but I think that there will probably be, you know, like times where the accounts, you know, you can offload a lot more, right? Whenever a patch comes out. So it's like comes in waves. Or did someone outbid a streamer? Bro, I wasn't even a YouTuber back then. Well, I was. That's actually not true. I was a YouTuber. So that's whenever I made my video of my room, like being really dirty. And it was on the front, it was the top post on the front page of Reddit in like 2011 or 2010. And like nobody else could even believe that I was real. They thought that it was all a joke. It's like, oh, there's no way that a person like this can exist. Oh. Oh. If only they knew. Yeah. If only they knew. How far back does Reddit go? 2008? I think after Dig died, everybody moved over to Reddit. I think Reddit really picked up and like took off in like 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. Yeah. Can we see the desk tonight? I mean, my desk is pretty clean, I would say. Not really a whole lot to say. Let's see, is a market for that many runs per day for the same person? Yeah, there absolutely is. 100%. Also, if your gold sells on G2G, extremely crowded market where you're usually competing with bots and a lot of sellers, so theoretically sure, but highly unlikely practically. Well, let's say you only sell half of that. Like if I was gonna make $1,000 a day playing WoW back in the day, like I never made that much money. Like what was the most amount of money I made in like Diablo 3? Like per day? Probably like at most average $100 a day. Yeah, and like that wasn't even every day. And I'd have to play like 12 hours a day to get that much money. So it was hard. Yeah, let's say they're only making $500 a day.